Okay, let's move on. Now, what kind of potential problems could there be with this device? Well, first of all, there could be the image might look beautiful and all, but there could be thin lines on the picture, visible even to the naked eye. So you don't even need towel. Yeah. What causes these lines? There are 6 strips here through which the paint, the ink, is sprayed. That's it. These strips consist of many, I think several dozen, tiny holes. Nozzles? Right. If some of the nozzles get clogged, say, with red ink or black or white lines appear. So in the places where the ink doesn't spray out, doesn't print, lines appear. The method for fixing these kinds of problems, there are only 2 options. You remove the print head and clean it. That is, you use a syringe. I've got a syringe over there, distilled water, and you flush it out. You simply wash out the clog in the nozzles with a stream of water. Or the second option, you don't remove anything and just repeatedly run cleaning cycles and tests over and over. But in this case, the ink consumption is just enormous. That is, everything gets flushed out with ink. So you run a cleaning cycle, then test, clean again, test again, and in doing so, you flush out the nozzles that aren't working, that are clogged, or have dried up a bit. Which of these methods is better? I don't know, because before, I used to always do it by running ink through, but I realized that ink is expensive and a lot gets used up. Later I started removing and just cleaning with well. Here's my device, right? So, distilled water, a syringe, and you just flush each nozzle individually. Not each nozzle, but you flush each color. Which option you choose, I don't know. But here are the 2 options. Either just cycle the ink flush, test, flush, test until it clears up. Or rinse with distilled water. The second issue, besides bending, is color mixing. That is, you see on the test print, and then even God forbid, of course, on the actual image being printed, that the inks are mixing. For example, the yellow comes out with a blue tint. You can see this on the test like black mixing with white, or in other words, the colors are blending together. This means that the partitions in the printhead have burned through. In this situation, it definitely means the printhead needs to be replaced. There are plastic partitions inside the printhead. And over time, even if you don't print, it doesn't matter, ink is very corrosive, and it eventually burns through these partitions. I can't say exactly how long it takes because it varies. The printheads are different, the inks are different, and the partitions themselves are different. But the fact is, it does happen, and the printhead definitely needs to be replaced. So if the inks start to mix, they're mixing inside the printhead. The printhead needs to be replaced. That's it. If you're having some printing issues like it's not banding, but not all the inks are coming through. The dampers are clogged. Not all the inks are coming through. It's about well, I've already erased it, so I can't show you. Basically, the test prints have gaps, with missing sections. If the dampers are partially clogged, it's the same situation, the same scenario. Either you run a lot of cleaning cycles back and forth, that is, cleaning test prints until it clears itself out. Or you remove the print head, place it here on the table, and flush it with a syringe filled with distilled water. If it doesn't help, change the dampers. That's it. Many people just don't bother, especially Americans. They don't clean anything. They just remove the print head, take out the dampers, and put in new ones. They're cheap. How you want to handle it is up to you. So either you flush them with distilled water, or you just take them out and put in new ones. You know which color is starting to act up, where the gaps are, and which damper is responsible for which color. So you replace one of the 4, put everything back together and keep printing. That's basically it.